Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now we are up to tier 6. Yesterday we had a look at the tier 5 lowest DPM tank in the game, and of course it was the KV1, which I was in fact a little bit surprised at. Now I knew it didn't have a lot of DPM, but I didn't think it was going to be the lowest, so that was a surprise. Am I surprised with the tier 6? To be honest, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised at all what the lowest DPM tank in tier 6 is. What do you guys think it is? Let's have a look. And of course, I thought maybe the KV2, but because of the alpha, no, it's not the KV2. In fact, it is the Thunder. Yes, the Battle Pass KV1S. The KV1S has a little bit more DPM than the Thunder. Even though this tank looks brilliant, I mean, it looks fantastic. It's just boring. I mean, the DPM for what it is really, really low. It has the high alpha shot, but if you miss your shot, you are reloading for a very, very long time. So the armor profile, like the KV1S, it isn't great, to be honest. The armor profile on the KV1 is probably better. So there are a lot of weak points on the KV1S/Thunder. So you're 105, 108. Of course, you'll get lower tier tanks that will struggle to penetrate you, but other than that, it's not really too difficult to deal with a Thunder, especially how low the DPM is. So the DPM is 1,357. Now we are running it with calibrated shells, we are running it with the rammer as well, so using not the rammer, taking the rammer off, you even drop DPM a bit more as well. So the reload time for that is literally almost 18 seconds. 18 seconds. So you do have obviously the 400 alpha shot, but if you miss that or if you bounce that, then you've got to wait 18 seconds until you reload again. When you're coming up against medium tanks and light tanks, especially in tier 7 that have extremely high DPM, but not only that, when you're coming up against tank destroyers like the Jagdpanzer 4 that have 3000 DPM, you miss your shot against one of those, you're dead. Before you've reloaded again, if you miss your shot, that's literally like, yeah, game over for you. So you have to make sure that you are aiming and just paying attention, because if you miss, it is almost game over. So yes, the alpha is nice, 400 alpha, 340 if you run it with the APCR, and 500 on your 500 on your HE. If you manage to get one of those shots, then yeah, it's not too bad, and you can inflict quite a bit of damage. Aim time, as you can see, not very good, 5.8. Dispersion, 0.3416. It has nice 10 degrees of gun depression, however, and the speed is not too shabby at 43 kilometers per hour. So the Thunder, one of the first tanks. So the Thunder was one of the first battle tanks, battle pass tanks in the game. And if I'm honest, it's probably one of the worst. I'm not saying the tank is absolutely useless. It has its perks. Again, if you're working well with someone, you can inflict, especially if you're working with someone with a high DPM tank. If you're in a platoon with them, you can inflict that powerful punch, you know, that 400 alpha, and then they can inflict their mega DPM, so you could clear them pretty quickly. But when you're working on your own, obviously with the DPM being as low as it is, the accuracy, the aim time, you have to again just spend that little bit of extra time in making sure that you're aiming and you're able to get your shot off, because honestly, if you miss your shot, your DPM is atrocious. It's the worst DPM tank in tier 6 already. So you just have to make sure you spend a little bit more time and you make sure that you get your shot. Again, the armor profile can work. We get a nice block damage there from this KV2. Now, I'm not really worried at this point. There's 2 tanks down. This KV2 can attack me. He's going to struggle to penetrate me with AP. So even though my DPM isn't great, his DPM also isn't great. So we've made it hard for him. and that is now 1280 block damage, and I'm yet to lose a hit point thanks to this guy not aiming. And again, my DPM is low, but his is low as well, so we have managed to clear that guy very, very, very easy. So just 3 tanks left. I'm still full hit point. Now again, I've blocked 1200 thanks to that KV2, and I'm just going to rush into these guys, and it's pretty much game over. The Panther there is a one-shot. The VK30 is pretty much a one-shot for me, and if I can get behind this SU-100, I can again get some nice HE damage into him as well. So pretty much game over. There goes that guy. I'm just going to back up. I don't even know why I'm backing up at this point, but you know, I'm not going to just sit there and take hit points when I've got 7 seconds left to reload. So I'm just going to wait until I reloaded and then push forward into this guy. So there's nice 370. So yeah, the alpha is really nice for a tier 6. Again, it's no different to the KV-1S, to be honest. Yeah, it isn't the greatest of tanks. It really isn't. And as I said before, it's probably one of the worst battle pass tanks in the game. So just one more battle now. Again, this game is not too bad. It's all tier 6s, so we're not high tier, we're not lower tier, we are all the same tier. And as you can see from that Junu there, he penetrates us nice and easy. But having said that, this is the worst, well, not the worst, one of the worst battle pass tanks in the game. Wargaming have done an amazing job. I mean, it does look fantastic. I do give them that. I do love the look of the Thunder, but yeah, it just doesn't play as well as how nice it looks. If it plays as good as it looks, then this tank would be absolutely brutal. But when you're in tier 6 and you've got an 18-second reload, then yeah, you are going to struggle. So as I've said before, you need to make sure that you're guaranteeing your pen as much as possible, because every shot that you miss is a sacrifice to your team. And because that is, if you get rushed by a light tank or a medium tank in tier 7, like things like a Dracula or a Type 62 Dragon, then you're really going to pay the price, because even though it's a quick tank, it's not that quick to deal with those guys. And again, if you're going to come up against a tank with low armor, just try to use that HE. Even though the HE, I mean, like here, the HE isn't fantastic, but you know, if you're given the opportunity, use that HE, because you're able to do a nice 510 damage into that guy. So one shot into the Hellcat, he is now a one shot. But I am going to mess up in a minute. Again, I seem to forget about my accuracy, but I'm going to try to clear that guy. Nice HE shot into him just to clear him, because I don't play for damage. I play for the win. So I'm not going to not go for him just because he's low hit points. But this is where I really mess up. I mean, I have all the time in the world, and to be honest, I don't even need to shoot HE into this guy. I do. Sadly, I don't kill him, and because of that, I am actually going to die, and it's going to become a neck and neck battle. But thanks to my 2 tank destroyers, we are actually going to win this game. But luckily, this could have been a completely different outcome. I'm going to get one more shot into that guy, a bit of a low roll there, and then I am going to die. I managed to bounce that one shot. So you can see the armor profile isn't the greatest, but it can work. But I almost messed up. Well, I did mess up, but I almost messed up this game. So if these guys got behind the SU, and both of these guys don't have turrets, so if they get behind, then it could be game over for us. But the 2 tank destroyers, they play, and actually they do very, very well, and we do pick up the win. So yeah, the Thunder looks great. Doesn't really play that well. It has extremely low DPM, but people can still make it work. Just aim your shots. Just aim your shots and you should be okay. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all tomorrow when we have a look at the tier 7. Goodbye for now.